Hello, everybody. This is John Paval with the Access Arts Live Organ Livestream Action Roundup for this week, December 8th to December 15th. It's almost Christmas time, folks. The year is almost gone. I have a lot to tell you about this week. We have organs with orchestras. We have organs with brass ensemble. We have organ recitals, and we have organ concerts with or without Christmas themes. We have everything going on this week, and I will be happy to tell you all about it. Before I do so, though, let me remind you, as ever, if you're watching this on Facebook, please like the video. If you're watching this on any of our other platforms, please follow and or subscribe to Access Arts Live to make sure you get the more than 1,000 live links to live performances online that we provide every year. We are on YouTube, Facebook, X, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, and LinkedIn, because we want to be wherever you are, and wherever you hang out the most. All you have to do is migrate over to us and then click on whatever is happening now. So having said that, let me get to what's now and to the first of the performances that I want to tell you about. Which is coming from the Roman Catholic Cathedral in Moscow. Artbene live streams a Christmas concert with Japanese organist Hiroko Inoue playing Bach and Balbastra, and the Dubna Boys and Young Men's Choir singing Christmas carols by Sviridov, Kakinuma, Albinoni, Glenn Miller, and more. And I see that I've only put up for you the photo of the organist here. And I also want to show you this choir and tell you a little bit about the choir. And the question is, what has become of the photo of the choir? Can't find it, folks. So you're stuck with just the organist. But this is the organ roundup anyway. Who is Hiroko Inoue? I introduced her as Japanese. And she did begin her studies at the Kyoto City University of Arts in Japan. But then she did further work, getting a bachelor's at the Moscow State Conservatory, and then doing postgraduate work there. And for the last 20 years, she's been the organist and a soloist with the Kaliningrad Philharmonic. And Kaliningrad, that Soviet outpost, which is the Russian outpost, which is still there on the Baltic. And she teaches at the Knesset School. The Dubna Choral School for Boys started in 1991, so it started after the end of the Cold War. It started in Russia, not the old Soviet Union. It has 500 students from 4 to 18 years of age, and they're not only singing in the choir, but they also learn to become musicians, play musical instruments, compose, etc. It's mostly Russian sacred music, but also they do modern compositions. They do Russian and foreign classics, and they do Russian folk songs. So this will start out with Hiroko playing Claude Balbatra's Noël in Burgundy, Noël à Bourgogne, as the French would call it, and then Bach's Toccata and Fugue in F major, BWV 540. And then after that, they are off to the races with pieces by composers like Sviridov's Winter Morning, Diaghiterov's Today Christ is Born in Bethlehem, etc. It's a Christmas concert, and most Christmas concerts I'm treating separately, but Hiroko is she's a real organist, and she will be showing you how the organ is played in this concert. It's a Kuhn organ, by the way, there at the Catholic Cathedral in Moscow, where that's being live streamed from. We'll put in the links. We have 3 concerts from the Catholic Cathedral this week. We'll put in the links, the organ specs. Then Artbene live streams an organ orchestra concert of Vivaldi and Piazzola's The Seasons from the Catholic Cathedral in Moscow with the resident organist. And let me give you her picture. Marina Omelchenko. And the Moscow Regional Philharmonic under Viktor Lutsenko. I did a full description of that in our orchestral roundup yesterday. It's Vivaldi's Four Seasons and Piazzola's The Seasons of Buenos Aires. Then a third concert by live stream by Artbene from the Roman Catholic Cathedral is on Saturday. And that one will just be an organ concert recital. Saturday, December 13th, Maria Blazhevich, one of the resident organists at the Catholic Cathedral in Moscow and former organist of the year in Russia, plays Advent and Christmas pieces by Vivaldi, Bach, Buxtehude, Tchaikovsky, Piazzola, and others. And the others includes a piece by Jean Demessieux, the French modern composer, middle of the 20th century. That's at 6 o'clock in the evening, European time, noon on the East Coast, 9 in the morning on the West Coast, your Saturday morning. She'll do a couple Bach chorales. She'll do Vivaldi, The Winter from the Four Seasons by Vivaldi, a Buxtehude prelude, then pieces by Paul Benoit, Hans-Andre Stamm, Pietra John. And then she'll finish up with three pieces called Christmas in Sicily, Tchaikovsky's December from his cycle of the seasons, which is subtitled Christmas Time, Piazzola's Winter in Buenos Aires, and Jonathan Scott's fantasy, A Christmas Holiday. Then we have more. We have more organ with orchestra, and this one is with a full-scale orchestra. And it's this phenom, this organ phenom, I call him, Jan Liebermann. The Berlin Phil host organ phenom Jan Liebermann, Saturday, December 13th, playing Marcel Dupre's 4 pièces, Opus 19, Cortège and Litany. That's 4 pieces, Cortège and Litany, for organ and orchestra, composed in 1921. That's Saturday, December 13th at 7 in the evening, European time, 1 o'clock on the East Coast, 10 o'clock in the morning on the West Coast. It's the Berlin Phil, so it's not free of charge. It will cost you €9.90. But this guy, Jan Liebermann, he's a real phenomenon. Now, if you've been following Access Arts Live, we told you about he had a live stream concert from Truro Cathedral, which was free of charge in October of 2024. Yeah, we've been around at least that long. We've been around a year and a half. And you could have seen him for free, but now you have to pay $9.90 or you wait until we tell you that he's playing somewhere else for free because this guy's playing around a lot. He's only 20 years old and he's, headlining with the Berlin Philharmonic. And I have to ask, is this a trend? Because just a couple of weeks ago, Thomas Hospital from the St. Eustache Church in Paris, whom we cover because he does concerts regularly which are live streamed on Sundays there. Thomas Hospital played with the Cologne Phil. So is it this becoming a thing? Liebermann is a student at the Munich Hochschule for Musik. He wins prizes. He's been in a half a dozen organ competitions, and he always wins first or second prize. In the spring of 2024, he performed all 6 of Bach's trio sonatas from memory at several concerts, and everything he plays from memory. So he'll play the Dupre from memory too. Along with that, they're doing some Dvorak and Shostakovich. But if you want those details, check out our orchestra roundup, which I did yesterday. So we move to Sunday. Liebermann, what a guy, phenomenal. You can find him all over social media. And speaking of St. Eustache Church, Sunday, December 14th, it's time for another one of Thomas Hospital's students at the Paris Conservatoire to take to the keyboards of St. Eustache Church's 7,952-pipe Van den Heuvel organ to play works by French masters Messiaen, Louis Vierne, and Maurice Duruflé. That's at 5 o'clock in the afternoon in in Paris, 11 in the morning on the East Coast in New York City, for instance, and 8 o'clock in the morning, Sunday morning, in Los Angeles, where I used to live. It's Messiaen's Offrande et Alleluia Finale, offering and final Hallelujah. It's Louis Viern's an extract from his second symphony for organ, Opus 20, the Chorale. And then he'll play Maurice Durouflé's Prelude and Fugue on the Name of Allah, Opus 7. If you want to know what it says about them in the French description of this concert, they say that Roberto Hernández Corral révèle une palette de textures méditatives, de flamboyance harmonique et d'élan virtuose propre à l'orgue concertant. No, I'm not going to translate for you, but it's about the different harmonies and musical textures that are exemplified in the choices that the young chorale has made to play here. I don't have more information about the guy than that because he's very young. He hasn't established an online profile yet. We move to Sunday. You may be wondering why I'm not showing an organ there. Sunday, December 14th, the entire brass section of the Utah Symphony and organist Gabriel Terone of the Cathedral of the Madeleine in Salt Lake City celebrate the Eccles Organ Festival's Christmas concert with music by Gigoux, Praetorius, Bible, and carols from France, England, Russia, Catalan, and more. That's at 8 o'clock in the evening, Mountain Standard Time, 10 o'clock on the East Coast, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Monday, down under in Australia, but an unviewable hour in Europe here. Gabriel Tenor is originally from Italy, and he was the organist at the University of Padova, at the Papal Basilica of Santa Maria Maggiore in Rome before he went to Utah first as an assistant and then as as the organist and assistant music director there. He'll be assisted, also playing will be Julian Petralia, the assistant organist and music administrator there. So let me show these two men who will be regaling you. There's Gabriel and the young Julian. Where is he? There you go. So you know the organist. And Julian is the assistant organist there, and he also is the choral and music instructor at the church's choir school. He's got his master's in organ performance from Southern Methodist University, and he has got his bachelor's from the Eastman School of Music. So, and this brass and organ ensemble, they just bring in the whole brass section from the Utah Symphony. Some of the pieces are organ solos. They'll do an organ solo on the Coventry Carol. See, where else do we have organ solo? An organ solo on Siegfried Karg Ehlert's Raisonnet in Laudibus. An organ solo on Eugène Gigoux's Rhapsody on Christmas Themes, on Marcus Epps' O Come, O Come, Emmanuel. And for the rest, it will be the brass section with or without the organ. They do several pieces by Michael Praetorius and other pieces by Eugène Gigou, as I described him, and then some traditional carols like Good King Wenceslas and Beable's Ave Maria, and then a French carol, etc. So it's kind of a Christmas concert, yes, but it's got a lot of organ and brass in it. So I wanted to make sure all our organ people know about it. Now I have only one more piece to tell you about. And it's way out west and way out east in Siberia, with one of our regulars who appears all the time here in concert listings, because he's the resident organist out there in Tomsk, and he's online every week practically. Monday, December 15th, Dmitry Ushakov, the resident concert organist at the Tomsk Philharmonic, finishes up this anniversary year of Johann Sebastian Bach with Bach's Fantasy and Fugue in G minor, his choral preludes, his concerto in A minor after Vivaldi, and the toccata, adagio, and fugue in C major. And these Mondays are live streamed organ concerts. There is no audience there, and if you speak Russian, then you can follow Dmitry Ushakov, sometimes giving you explanations of what he's playing and why and all of that. He's very good at that. Of course, I don't speak any Russian, so I don't know what he's saying, but he seems engaging. Anyway, that's what we have for you this week in terms of organ and orchestra live streams. In terms of organ recitals, I think there are at least 2 pure organ recitals, and in terms of organ with horns. So I hope that one more or any of these live streams uplifts you, inspires you, or just shows you a heck of a good time. Personally, I always have a good time when I listen to a boys' choir singing, because I was a choir boy, and I think that the brass and organ concert will really be entertaining as well. So I commend those to you. Before I go, let me remind you, if you're watching this clip on Facebook, please like the video. If you're watching on any of our platforms, do yourself a favor, follow and or subscribe to Access Arts Live to make sure you get the more than 1,000 live links to live performances online, which we provide every year. And you can do that on Facebook, YouTube, X, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, or LinkedIn. We're on all those platforms because we want to be wherever you are. So all you have to do is wander over from wherever you hang out the most, check out what we've been telling you on here on Access Arts Live, and then just click and go to the concerts you want to see. For next year, we will be having a separate website, which will make it even easier for you to do that. You'll just be able to download the icon into your phone and open it up. And the first thing you'll see is whatever live performances are online that day and at what time and what they cost. So just open your phone, you got it. Ciao for now. I'll be back at 7:30 this evening to tell you all about, to do the roundup of this week's chamber music live stream action. That's 7:30 European time, 1:30 on the East Coast, and 10:30 on the West Coast.